I know this man, William Clark Quantrell. I'm not proud of it. We were born in the same town, Canal Dover, Ohio, in 1837. But I thank the good Lord that we weren't born under the same sign. At an early age, meanness and selfishness showed in his nature. As a young boy, I remember well when he was accused of shooting a pig in the ear just to see it run. Pain in a person or animal gave him pleasure. He was always looking for a fight. Would use anything he could lay his hands on, with a desperation that was to stay with him all his infamous life. The year I started with this newspaper, his picture was printed in the paper for the first time, but not for the last. The occasion, he got a job teaching in the Canal Dover School. Why he left a year later, no one seems to know. His work was satisfactory, and he seemed well-liked by both students and masters. But inside his cruel mind, plans were already forming that would affect thousands of people before he came to a violent end. After he left his teaching job here in Ohio, he moved to Kansas, where he found robbing for a living was easier than teaching. Always a rabid anti-abolitionist, he formed a small band of men whose sworn job was to return runaway slaves to their owners. Only the slaves that Quantrell and his men picked up never seemed to get back to their rightful owners. Human misery became his livelihood at an early age. When the break came between the North and the South and war was declared, under the guise of patriotism, Quantrell formed what were to be called Quantrell's Border Ruffians, under Quantrell's command. These men, sympathetic to the South, fought actions against small Union forces or would catch a Union soldier in a dark alley and just kill him. This was Quantrell's idea of a true Southern patriot. He was a desperate character, steeped in crime. He played a double role with the people of the vicinity. He was a border ruffian and an ultra-rabid abolitionist. It was at this time that he and his men joined the guerrilla bands that roamed the border between Kansas and Missouri. Now, with a war going on, his murdering and robbing, in his mind, came under the Articles of War, and he considered them a patriotic duty. By now, he had under his command several hundred men. All of them were wanted by the law and had banded together for self-protection. They were a hard lot, who robbed and killed for their livelihood. Quantrell decided to go to Richmond to seek a commission as a colonel in the Confederate forces. Through his distorted vision, he saw promotions heaped upon him. But his reception in Richmond was cool. It was hard for him to understand that there were other things going on in the South and that his exploits of a few border raids were not considered so important. Also, his background of robbery and murder were well known to the Southern commanders. They turned his commission down with a stern warning to disband his men and cease his border raids. Now, he came back to his command, found a lot of the men had deserted. The band had broken up into 2 or 3 small sections. It was a disillusioned Quantrell that pulled his guerrilla band back together again. The turn down of his request for a commission by the Confederate commanders worked on his already warped mind. Now only one thing interested him: revenge. Lawrence, Kansas kept pounding through his scheming mind. A few years before, he'd gotten into trouble in Lawrence. Indictments for killing and robbing had been issued, and Quantrell had to sneak out of town just ahead of the sheriff, keep from being jailed and hung. His pride and dignity had been challenged. His vengeful mind kept pounding Lawrence, Kansas, Lawrence, Kansas. August 1863. 450 men rode toward a small sleeping town of 2,000 people. Quantrell at their lead looked ahead at the small, doomed, defenseless city. It was a familiar scene as he rode. Here he'd kidnapped a free Negro. Over there he'd burned a house. Yonder he'd counseled with his robber friends. As the raiders pulled up and stopped overlooking the town of Lawrence, he looked down on the streets where he'd walked and plotted. His face was grim as he looked at the escape route that he'd used when Sheriff Walker, gun in hand, had driven him out of town like a mad dog. In the Lawrence courthouse were papers which meant prison terms for his black crimes. Now he was to become master, monster, avenger of his own grievances. A sense of gloating filled him as he signaled the charge. They struck just before dawn. Quantrell's orders: kill, kill, and you will make no mistake. Lawrence must be cleansed, and the only way to cleanse it is to kill, kill. The carnage, the murder, the blood in the streets are all written into an infamous period of American history. 5 hours later, when they swept out of that town as fast as they had moved in, the town had been burned to the ground. Every man who could carry a gun in Lawrence was dead. Because of him, widows wailed, orphans cried, maidens wept as they lifted the lifeless forms of their loved ones from the bloody fields and bore them to untimely graves. Quantrell did have a strange code of honor. Not one woman in Lawrence was touched. There was no assault or cruelty. Apparently, in his mind, this absolved him of all guilt, as he considered just the men his enemies. But as he was to find out, there's always someone to take up an injustice. Lawrence was to be avenged.
The Civil War was over, but one infamous band of guerrillas fought on, Quantrell's Raiders. They had already written one of the bloodiest pages in history by their savage raid of hate on Lawrence, Kansas. Wherever they rode, they left a trail of murder and destruction, pillaging, killing wantonly. Their leader, the man wanted dead or alive by both the North and the South, Quantrell. The men who followed this master of surprise attack were a strange mixture: outlaws, gunfighters, Confederate soldiers displaced in the bitter aftermath of the war between the states.
No sign of cavalry ahead, Colonel. I'd suggest we post a rear guard.
Brady, detail 2 men.
Yes, sir.
Did you find a place to rest these horses after the raid?
Willie scouted that.
Yes, sir. I found a deserted farm west of town. It's hidden back off the road.
We'll take half the men and attack the town from the north.
I'll lead them, sir.
No, you won't. You'll stay with me. Clint will handle that detail.
All right, you men. Follow me.
Their mission: obtain guns, provisions, and money. Their orders: shoot without warning. Their objective: a quiet, unsuspecting little town.
I want every gun in town piled right here in the street.
That's Quantrell! That's Quantrell!
Never mind, Willie. Let them keep the change.
exactly a half hour to feed and water the horses.
Post lookouts at both ends of the barn.
Yes, sir.
Hard on the raiders' heels was the man ordered by the Army to end the guerrillas' reign of terror, Captain Tom Andrews. For 30 days, he had followed a bloody trail left by Quantrell, but had always been too late to stop the senseless slaughter. Now, once again, the trail led to the north.
Fire up!
Now, you take it easy, son.
I was out hunting rabbits.
Now, you just take it easy. What'd you see?
They went in the barn.
Who went in the barn?
A whole lot of them, and they all had guns.
Where? Where's this Carson place?
Way back off the road.
Good boy.
That ought to hold you, Colonel.
Yeah, that'll do, Clint. Call the boys together.
All right, men. Line up.
Montana, step out. I said step out.
What is this? Court-martial?
You could call it that.
Not a sound out of you.
We're moving on, but you're not going with us.
What am I supposed to be guilty of?
You saw that sniper. You're responsible for this.
Now, wait a minute, Colonel. If you're wrong, you're going to lose one of the best men you've got.
I'm not wrong, Brady.
Now, in a regular trial, at least you ought to have a witness.
He's got one.
You're a liar.
No, I'm not, Montana. You've been wanting to take over this command for a long time. Now I'll take your gun.
Quantrell! You're surrounded!
There'll be time enough for this later. Get your rifles.
You don't stand a chance in hell! Throw out those guns!
Bluecoats.
Let's see those guns! I'm not bluffing! Fire a volley!
Clint, you and Willie get those rifles we took in town today. Throw them out. We need time. You two, up in the hayloft and cover.
Quantrell! Let's see those guns!
I'll take half of you men out the front. Lady, you take the rest out the back.
Yes, sir.
Let's all get mounted.
Quantrell! I'm going to give you till the count of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Come on, get on your horse. Let's get out of here.
Not until the old man's cleared out. But I'll open the doors for you. Good luck, Brady.
All right. Now come on out, one at a time. Put your hands up. Let's have it.
You could have gotten away, Willie.
Yeah, well, we both could have, hadn't it been for that Montana.
Should have killed him when I had the chance.
While Quantrell lay gravely wounded in a military hospital, the raiders that were captured stood trial in this courtroom.
Everybody rise.
Be seated. Clint Stewart, William Martin, you have both been found guilty as charged. At this time, sentence will be passed upon you.
Your Honor?
Yes, Captain Andrews.
Your Honor, I'd like to speak on behalf of these two men.
But you were the chief witness at the prosecution.
That's right, Your Honor. But these two are different than the others you sent to prison.
In what way? They both rode with Quantrell.
Yes, sir. But they didn't join the raiders until after the war. They didn't take part in the Lawrence massacre.
Why wasn't this testimony given at the trial?
I didn't find out about it until this morning, sir.
What difference does it make anyway? This is a northern court. We'll get northern justice.
When you joined Quantrell, you knew his reputation.
We had no choice. They wouldn't give a Confederate a job. The stinking carpetbaggers took over the whole South.
We've got to admit, sir, there wasn't much for them to come home to.
I know what I went home to. A rock chimney and a pile of ashes.
The men that rode with Quantrell in the Lawrence raid were given life sentences. But because Captain Andrews has come to your defense, and because of the war and the confusion it left in men's minds, 20 years at hard labor. This court is adjourned.
I'm sorry. I did my best.
Thanks for nothing.
How do you know so much about us?
You got a letter from his brother?
Where is he?
Hospital in Atlanta. Wounded in action. He's gonna be all right. This is for you. He read about the trial and decided to write me about you two. And your fine war records.
Well, nobody cares much when you're on the losing side.
I respect a good soldier no matter what the color of his uniform.
All right, move along.
I'll write your brother where he can get in touch with you.
The kid would be better off if he could get here ahead of me for a brother.
Thanks anyway.
Not this.
I'll call you, and I'll raise.
All right. I call.
Sorry, mister. I got a pretty good hand. Full house.
Wait a minute. I got a better one.
I've been looking all over West Texas for you.
Glad you found me tonight, Brady. All right, everybody out. Out! Ah, Brady, good to see you.
Where have you been?
Oh, I've been hiding out, doing a little penny ante work till my arm healed up.
How's it now?
Faster than I ever been.
Good, good. We'll find a better way to use your talent than this.
With you anytime, Brady. Here. You know, I ain't forgot how you stood up for me with Quantrell.
Quantrell dropped those charges. He's dead. Died in a military hospital about a week ago.
Yeah, I hate to see any man go that way. Even Quantrell.
Wonder how many of the boys got away when we broke out of that barn.
No, I think the better part of the best of them got out. I think I see what you're getting at.
The way I look at it, you're the natural heir to the gang. The boys will be eager to follow that gun of yours.
Brady, you got a head on your shoulders. I'll put together a better gang than Quantrell ever had.
Let's straight to it. As soon as we get the boys together, we'll shake this Texas dust off our heels and light out for Arizona.
Now, what's in Arizona we'd want?
Gold. Lots of it. Every gold train on the way to the mint in Washington passes right through Arizona.
And no Texas Rangers around to stop us.
No.
Again they rode, the men of Quantrell. These men rode only for greed, defying what law there was, ravaging a territory helpless to stop them. Helpless until the night of June 17, 1866, when Captain Tom Andrews, late of the United States Army, rode into Tombstone for a secret rendezvous.
I'm here to see the governor.
Tom, come on in.
Good to see you, Tom. I wasn't expecting you for a day or so.
I'm sorry to interrupt your supper, sir.
Just finished. Sit down.
Your letter said urgent. I left the day I was discharged from the Army.
Good. We need a man out here who gets things done.
I think you're gonna need more than that.
You've read the papers?
Is it as bad as it sounds?
Worse. 4 banks held up. 6 gold trains captured, all in the last 6 months. And no one knows yet who the outlaws are.
I can make a pretty good guess.
That's what I was hoping.
I've been studying the way they operate. Same military pattern that Quantrell used.
But you wiped out Quantrell.
Quantrell, yes. But some of these men got away.
We don't have enough lawmen out here to fight that kind of bunch. Only last week, the raiders challenged a posse to an open fight.
I can imagine what happened.
Posse was wiped out. to a man. We must organize, like they did in Texas.
You mean the Rangers?
We've got to organize our own territorial police force. I want you to head it up.
It'll take time to get a good bunch of lawmen together.
We don't have time. If those raiders aren't stopped soon, they're going to take over the entire territory.
I don't know. Trying to fight the outlaws and organize a troop of Rangers at the same time? I doubt I could pull it off.
I've never heard you say that about anything.
I tell you what, there's just one way, that we might be able to stop that gang. But you won't like what I want to do.
You let me decide that.
You better order some more coffee. Because if this thing backfires, it could cost you the governorship. Waiter.
The governor agreed to the most unusual request. 2 weeks later, a cargo of hardened convicts under heavy guard were transferred from a Texas prison to the jurisdiction of the territory of Arizona. Purpose unknown.
Pull up over there.
You all right, Willie?
Well, I felt better. Why do you suppose they're transferring us to Yuma prison?
Who cares? Could mean worse than the one we were in.
I don't know. I hear that Yuma's the hellhole of creation.
All right, get out and stretch. The first one that makes a wrong move, we'll bury him out here.
Going anywhere, Willie?
Yo, I hadn't made any plans, no. Sure feels good to get out of that torture chamber, though.
Martin, Stewart, move out.
What the hell is this?
We need firewood. You're elected.
You've been challenging us around ever since you took over this expedition.
When I say move out, move.
I think the man means it.
He was better natured when he was wearing that blue uniform.
Let's go. Over there. I'll tell you when to pick it up. We need big stuff. On down there. Hold it. Sit down, boys. Take it easy.
Take it easy. Now, that's a switch.
You been out in the desert, son, too long, Captain?
Prison life isn't exactly the best way to spend your days, is it?
Well, I have had it easier.
Why don't you stop stalling? Something on your mind besides our health.
This is a badge of the Arizona Rangers. We're gonna make it something a man will be proud to wear.
Well, bully for you. Why are you telling us?
Because I want you and Willie to join me.
Now, let's see. Just let me get this straight. First, you put us in. Now you want to let us out. There's got to be an awful big catch to this.
There is. You've got to help us round up the outlaws working Arizona. Then you get an unconditional pardon.
Oh, now, wait a minute. What made you pick us?
Because you're the only ones that can handle this job.
I see. Do you understand, Willie? 2 men who rode with Quantrell?
Exactly. So are the ones we're after.
I hear Montana Smith heads that outfit.
It's my guess.
You take these bracelets off of us. What makes you sure we won't head for Mexico and never come back?
I'm not sure of anything. I'm willing to risk it.
Sure gamble. But offhand, I'd say the odds are against you.
It's the kind of odds I like. Now, you get horses from the guards. And you better take me with you a ways.
Are the guards in on this?
You're on your own.
With an empty gun.
Come on.
All right, boys, you can drop those rifles. You back there, get up here. Hurry.
You better do as he says.
Throw me a gun. How about it, Willie? We fought together, let's escape together. Give us a break, we're your pals. Come here. Me, get out. Willie, throw me a gun.
I'm taking you with me.
Hey, what about us?
Come here.
Hey, Clint, take us with you.
Me, get out. Get his hands off.
Hey, Clint, take us with you. Hey, throw me the gun.
Sorry, friend, you just slow us down.
Get on that horse. Where do I find Montana?
That'll be part of your job. Right now, you'll need supplies and some different clothes.
I'll be glad enough to shed these.
There's a water hole up that draw. One of my men will meet you there. Be a lot of help. Wait with him. I'll get back to you with further instructions.
Captain Andrews, man.
Right. Ranger Danny Bonner. Make yourself at home. I'll be right there.
You really gonna go for this ranger stuff?
Well, I want out of prison. I want Montana.
Yeah, well then what?
We'll see. Danny.
I bet you didn't expect to see your kid brother out here, did you? Hello, Willie. Danny, you've grown a foot since I saw you last. You two look like you could use a cup of coffee. Come on.
Say, what's all this Bonner business? What's wrong with your real name?
I explained all that in my letter. They don't deliver any letters at that prison.
You were ashamed of being my brother, weren't you? Can't say as I blame you.
Oh, Clint, I was never ashamed of you. The only reason I changed my name was because I was afraid they wouldn't let me join the Rangers.
If they knew about me.
I've always been proud of you, Clint. Look, I've carried this with me ever since you sent it home from Shiloh.
Symbol of a lost cause.
Well, anyway, now you're with the Rangers. I'll tell everybody we're brothers.
No, Danny, don't do that.
Why not? The captain already knows about it.
Let's just let it ride along the way it is for the time being.
Anything you say, Clint. Let me give you some more coffee.
Of course, you heard about Mother and Dad.
It's the reason I never went home after I got out of the hospital. Did you ever find out who killed them?
Carpetbaggers. Burned the house down, the folks trapped inside. If I'd only gone home a week earlier, maybe I could have.
I was with him, Danny. When we heard Quantrell was killing carpetbaggers, we didn't care what else he did.
I see now why you joined the Raiders. I wish I'd been with you.
I'm glad you weren't, Danny.
You know, I have a lot of respect for Captain Andrews teaming you two up together. Well, I think I'll use your bathtub here, Danny.
See the way they're dressed? It's a Yaqui tribe, all right.
Wonder how friendly they are.
Hombre! Where's hombre?
They must be part civilized. At least they got a church.
Huh? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, it'll be a good place to hold up till that gold shipment comes through. Who's in charge around here?
My father, Chief Ortega.
Chief, I want to make a little deal with you.
He does not speak your language.
That's going to be a big help.
I will translate for you.
All right. You tell your daddy here that we're going to stay here for a while.
Se quieren quedar.
No tenemos comida ni cuartos para tantos.
My father said there is no food nor room for so many.
It is true, Senor. There is barely enough food for these people to feed themselves.
I'll say a prayer for them. Got everything we need right here.
Díganle que salgan este barrio pronto.
My father say you can't stay here.
Well, now, you tell your pappy we're going to stay here whether he likes it or not. Well, go on, tell him.
¡Todos afuera, pronto! ¡Tiren la chaya! ¡Vamos! ¡Vamos!
All right, let's get rid of the old man.
No. As long as we got a gun at the chief's head, his people won't give us any trouble.
Well, maybe you're right. Let's get him into the church. Come on, let's go. Come on, move! Let me know! Everybody but you, honey. We're going to keep you around for a while to maybe do the cooking, huh, Brady? Might be a long wait. All right, keep an eye on him. All right, men. Search all the huts. Make sure you got all of them.
some shooting, huh, Danny? Not too bad. Trifle slow, maybe.
I'll admit I'm a little rusty, but don't be so critical. Let's see what you can do.
You better get ready. I'm ready. Let's have it.
Gee, that's not bad for a kid. Let's have it.
I've never seen anything quite like that before. Let's see it again, Willie.
Lucky fluke. You know something? Kid's getting too big for his britches.
Where did you learn to shoot like that? Oh, I copied Clint's style. That is the style he had before he slowed down.
Hey, watch it, Ranger.
Hi, Captain.
Hi, Danny.
It's about time you got here.
Well, you're no more anxious to get moving than I am. I spread word about your escape. Montana won't be surprised when you show up.
Well, tell me where I can find him.
Well, the raiders were last seen near the town of Pinal. That'll be a good place to start.
I'll get the horses. I'll give you a hand.
As soon as you locate that gang, I want you to join up with them. But be careful. When you find out when and where they plan to make their next strike, get word to me in Pinal.
You're placing an awful lot of trust in me, Captain.
Well, I figure you had a pretty good taste on what it's like on the other side of the law.
That's right. What if we decide to tip off that gang and hightail it for the border?
In that case, I'd order the best man in my outfit to hunt you down. And shoot. To kill.
Danny? That could pose a problem.
Before you leave, I'll have to swear you into the Rangers. Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear to render loyal service to the Territory of Arizona?
I do. I do.
Good luck.
So long, Clint.
Goodbye, Danny. Exactly make a customer feel welcome.
You're one of the men who escaped. I see a poster this morning.
You keep your eyes open, don't you?
Sometimes it pays.
I've been looking for some friends of mine. They've been working around here.
They might be in an Indian village south, near the border.
Think we may be onto something.
Down there. Should be round the bend any minute. Pancho and loaded with gold.
Well, that's the big one we've been waiting on.
At the rate they're moving, they should be exactly where we want them by tomorrow morning.
Think we better go back and report to Montana?
It'll go along with what we aim to do.
This place looks deserted.
You think that girl was pulling your leg? I don't know. We can sure find out. Meet me at the church.
Looky here, honey. Look at what I just found.
Hello, Eddie.
Willie. Be nice and quiet, huh?
Good old Montana.
What the devil's going on? Clint just wants to spend about 20 seconds with your boss, that's all.
Yeah, I knew he'd be back before long.
What is this? Sure ain't whiskey.
Forbidden drink.
Well, not for me, it ain't. What do they call this stuff, honey?
Peyote. Devil curse.
Yeah, I heard about it. That's good stuff.
No. Make men crazy. One kill.
You know, I hear tell how it, makes women a little wild, too. Now, why don't we just try a little bit and see what it does for you? Come on, a little bit.
No.
A little bit.
No.
Yeah, sure do bring out the devil in you, don't it? Why don't we try a little more, huh, honey?
How about me?
been expecting you, Clint.
Well, I'm here.
Well, now, why don't you forget what happened? You can ride with us again.
Sure. Till my back was turned.
The cross! The cross!
Thanks for the warning.
Senor, will you help me?
How?
My mother and father, they are being held in the church.
Where are the rest of your people?
Hiding in the hills, or dead. 2 weeks ago, he and his men come into our village to kill and to... Will you see how he treat me?
Yes.
Senor, please, we must hurry.
Put those guns away.
You first, Brady.
What chance have you got against all of us?
This much.
What do we got to fight about? Lost one and gained two. When I heard you broke loose, I knew you had your stinger out for Montana. You, got a grudge against any of the rest of us?
No, that's it.
Good. I don't imagine they served any whiskey where you've been. How about a drink?
Why not?
I'd appreciate it if you get back to your cooking. The boys will be wanting something to eat before long. Now, go on, get. Come on, let's have a drink. Stolen from one of the best hotels in Arizona.
Well, they sure didn't give this kind of stuff to us prisoners.
Hey, wasn't Captain Andrews guarding those prison wagons when you made your break?
That's right. He's head of the Arizona Rangers now.
So why'd you let him go? Why didn't you kill him?
And they really would have had all their dogs out after us.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess you're right.
Who cares about a couple of ex-prisoners? But if we kill the head of the Rangers...
Somebody ought to get him.
They will. What do you think about Cook?
I think you better watch her, else she's likely to poison you. Why don't you let her go?
She'll treat us all right. As long as we got a gun on the chief.
We don't have to chance her cooking much longer.
Yeah. There's enough gold coming through here to carry us all for life.
And that's what we've been waiting for. And then we're heading for the promised land, Mexico.
Maybe we'll see you there.
How come?
Don't want to take a chance on going back where you can't get this. We're heading out.
Why don't you stay? We can use you, Clint.
No, thanks. Some other time. Mexico's just beyond that mountain range, isn't it?
Yeah, I scouted them real good. The best pass is right through there.
Thanks for the whiskey.
Thanks.
You had to open your fat mouth.
Did it ever occur to you they might try to beat us to that gold train?
I thought they were going to be riding with us.
Now, you and Matt follow them. Make good and sure they really are heading for Mexico. Now, go on, get.
Clint? You really planning on going to Mexico?
I sure am.
Well, what about the captain and your brother?
What about him?
Well, you were just using them, weren't you? You never did intend to keep your promise.
It's a promise I make to myself that counts with me. I kept that one. You coming? Hi, Clint. What'd you make out? We made out.
Now, why don't you just tell him?
Tell me what? Captain thinks he'd keep an eye on us, huh?
He doesn't have the faith in you I have.
Well, I guess you know this trail leads to Mexico.
I figured you might be circling back through town, so just in case somebody...
It's no good, Danny. I wasn't cut out to be a lawman. Now, why don't you go on back and tell the captain I resigned?
You can't do that, Clint.
Sorry, Danny. Sorry it has to be this way.
Stay right where you are. Don't turn around. You're under arrest, Clint. I took an oath just like you did. Maybe it didn't mean anything to you, but it does to me. You with him or me?
I reckon I'll have to string along with the kid here, Clint.
Wonder how a kid like that ever got a gun on those two.
I don't know.
Bring my horse, Willie. We got a long ride back to the captain.
Easy, Dan.
I gotta talk to you. I gotta convince you.
You just lie back there and take it easy.
Clint, I don't have much time. I gotta talk some sense into you.
You've already talked some sense into me.
You mean it? You seeing things the right way?
Yes, Danny. I'm seeing things the right way.
I knew you wouldn't run out on me. I knew it all along. Clint, it's getting kind of dark.
Well, it's a little cloudy, Danny.
And I can't see it.
It's Matt and Duke.
Well, looks like I got you two out of trouble. I'll be damned. A ranger.
And you're looking at two more.
I ain't gonna draw against you, Clint. I ain't gonna draw against you. See? Taking my gun belt off.
Let them have him, Willie.
Which is it? Are we going to Mexico or are we heading on back?
You know the answer to that.
Well, we're going to have to work fast. Brady will miss those two.
What is it, Matt? Martina, come over here. See if you can do something for him.
Cactus torture. My people know it well. And you have driven them back to this. If you do not go, it will be for all of you.
That's Matt. Too late to back out now.
Changed your mind?
Yeah. One taste of those Indians and we suddenly got gold fever. How is he?
The Yaqui are good at this sort of torture. He's dead.
You know anything about this?
The Indians were chasing him and Duke. We tried to help, but they killed Duke and carried him off before we could.
Now, you fellas came through without a scratch.
Well, thanks to his shooting. He got 4 of those Yankees before they got away.
How about it? Can you still use us?
We need every man we can get. You'll find grain for your horses around back. Sure doesn't make sense. Duke and Matt running from those Indians. The Yankees don't have any guns.
Our boys were carrying rifles.
Why didn't they stop and fight them off?
I don't know.
Everybody's oiling their guns. Looks like they're getting ready to pull out first thing in the morning.
Do you think Brady fell for that story we told him about the Indian fight?
Not too much.
Well, that means they'll be out looking for Duke.
They won't bother. They're bound to be getting ready to hit that gold train first thing in the morning. That's all it could be.
We better get word to Captain Andrews.
That'll be you. I'll stay behind and cover for you.
Well, what are you gonna tell them when they miss me?
If you'll get back here before daylight, they won't miss you.
Suppose I don't.
I'll think of something. I'll tell them you decided to take that little trip to Mexico after all.
You think they'll believe you?
It's about a 50-50 chance.
Talk with you.
Look, why don't you run away from here? You can get away.
I cannot leave my mother and father.
You can't do anything to help them.
I can pray.
Suppose that won't hurt. How'd you learn to speak English?
The Padre, before they kill him, he teach me to speak English, and
They killed the Padre?
yes, just as he was teaching my people a new way of life.
Like torching that man we let the Yankees capture this morning?
No, that was the old way. The way of the savage Yaqui. They were driven out of Mexico to wander through the desert. Senor, my husband and my children were killed on that flight from Mexico.
I'm sorry.
I want the new way of life for my people. The way the Padre was teaching. To build, to plant things, to live in peace.
Why are you telling me this?
Trust you.
You have no reason to.
Are not rangers supposed to be good men?
What do you know about the Rangers?
I just come from my people out there. They give me this.
Danny's.
My people say you kill one of the outlaws and give them another. And still you come back.
I came back because of this.
Senor, Rangers are supposed to be good people.
Yes,
Then I hope many come.
they will. He went after them.
Your friend, Senor? Oh, he was followed. And you're in great danger.
Willie made it to his horse. I saw him.
See? But he was followed very close by 4 men.
He'll make it. He's got to.
were in a bit of a hurry. Where are you going?
Mexico.
Wrong direction. Mexico's that way. You were headed straight for town.
I want to talk to you, Brady.
Talk.
Alone.
We all know what you want to say.
You mean about being a ranger? I had to join him to get out of prison. You ought to be able to figure that out.
And Willie took off last night just for a moonlight ride.
Told me he was going to Mexico. Guess his conscience got to bother me. When it comes to a choice between cash or conscience, well, I'll take the cash.
Bring him out. He wasn't heading for Mexico. He was going to report to Captain Andrews. Well, boys, we got a couple of rangers crawled in with us. What do you do with a pair of rattlers?
Dirty double-crosser. You took an oath the same as I did. You hear that? He took an oath. You're no ranger.
Now, you listen to me, Willie. You get this ranger nonsense out of your head and come on and ride with us.
I made a promise, and that means something to me.
We all make promises.
I keep mine.
Well, what shall we do with him?
Give me some time with him. Maybe I can talk some sense into his head. Make him forget about that oath.
I'm afraid we couldn't trust him.
And lock him in the church over there. He'll be long gone by the time he gets out of there.
I've got a better idea. With all that gold at stake, we couldn't take any chances. You two were good friends once. But he sure turned on you, didn't he?
Yeah. He sure did.
I'll give it to you. When I think you need it. Get your horse. All right, mount up.
¿Ya se fueron?
Sí, pero los encontramos.
Sí. Hacemos guerra por nuestros queridos. Síganme.
Must be $1 million in gold on those pack horses.
At least 20 soldiers guarding it, maybe more. Not much chance of surprising them. Not out here, anyway.
Who said we're gonna hit them out here? We'll wait until they get into town.
That's logical.
As soon as the soldiers clear, stampede the pack train out of town.
Want me to do that?
That's where Willie was heading last night. You stay here and pick up any strays.
Still don't trust me, huh?
Oh, I trust you all right. Jim, you and Eddie stay here with Clint.
Sure thing, boss.
Well, Captain, looks like the gold got through this far, all right.
That doesn't mean the gang hasn't been watching it. Maybe they'll hit it between here and Bisbee.
But they never worked that territory.
That could change. It's strange one of those three didn't contact me. And that gold train leaves here tomorrow, we'll be with it.
Hey, those pack horses are loose. Pick them up.
And he almost had me convinced. I'll take a couple of men and go after him. No, don't bother. We'll be across the border before he can cause any trouble. All right, move him out. Oh!
To give up on you.
I don't blame you.
Danny and Willie?
Both dead.
I'm sorry.
I'll need a gun.
It's gonna take us a while to pick up that trail.
I'll take you straight to them.
Good. Pull up!
go before we catch up with them.
That rascal of Indians let me down! We'll never get the horses through that. We'll compel them off. Jim, take half the men back up the canyon. Pull off the posse. All right, we haven't got much time. Let's clear a path through this stuff. On the double, come on. Watch out for that cactus. All right, keep 'em moving.
One last favor, senor. Will you tell the church to send us a padre soon?
First chance I get.
Thank you. I've been well trained. I'll be a good nun.
I'm sure you will. Goodbye, Martina.